The title of today's workshop is Propagating Black Joy. And as a workshop, that means there's some work for y'all to do. I'm about to give you your first assignment, and then we'll kind of run into the show. Your first assignment is to get on your phones. Rarely will you hear me say that, but get on your phone and identify a song that makes you move. Find it on SoundCloud, find it on YouTube. I see y'all smiling. You already got your songs lined up. I got it. But after you have your song on your phone, I don't want you to play it right now, but after you have it, put an emoji up, put a thumb up, something so I know that you have it. All right, I saw one. Thank you. I saw two. I see three. I see four. Once I see seven, we can keep going. Sally, you're talking, love, and I don't know what you saying, baby. I'm gonna take that as 5.
Myself.
Okay, that's 6, and that's 7. Fantastic. So if you're just now joining us, your first assignment for this workshop is to identify a song that makes you move. So it has to be one of those jams. Doesn't matter what it is, but that is your first assignment. And don't play it yet. Just hold on to it. Today's topic is propagating Black joy, growing the next generation of Black joy scholars. So what that means is, as a proud academic auntie, I'm about to step away from the camera, turn my camera off, and let the young, brilliant minds that you see on the screen take it away. I'm not going to steal any more of their time or any more of their thunder, but I want to lay one little bit of foundation for understanding. Couldn't make this up if I tried. I turned on the TV probably about an hour ago, and I don't know the name. I can't pronounce this station, but XUMO. You know that streaming service, XUMO? Well, there's a documentary out right now called Black Girls. If you don't know about it, look it up. Within the first 5 minutes, it said, what is a Black woman? What is a Black girl? The answer was a seed. Couldn't make that up if I tried. The first opening line is, a Black woman is a seed. And a seed grows, but it has to grow because it's being nurtured. Any type of seed, if you lay it on a counter, will not grow. Any type of seed, if you just stick it in the dirt, it will not grow just by sticking it in the dirt. You have to take care of that seed and watch it grow, care for it. And then at some point, that seed will be strong enough that you can propagate that plant or that flower and produce another flower. I proudly turn it over to all the seeds of the Black Joy Scholars. Thank you very much and welcome.
So good morning, all. My name is Michelle Gunn, and I will be one of your moderators today. I was previously a undergraduate research opportunity program participant here at Florida State University with Dr. Omni, and that is when I began working with the Omnipresence of Black Joy Research Project. Last year, me and Ashley previously were on today's panel, and today we serve as moderators. We also recently did a panel discussion with Nation Evolutionaries on the same topic of propagating Black joy. So I will now turn the mic over to my amazing co-moderator today.
My name is Ashley, Michelle. And I'm so excited to be co-moderating this today. It really is a great way to pass the torch, and we're so excited to getting Black joy and to just be discussing Black joy. I am a senior at Florida State University. This is my last semester. I have Omnipresence Black Joy for about a year and a half now as a previous undergraduate research opportunity, Europe NT, and then we also research intern. I was a research intern along with Michelle this fall, and now I am a teacher's assistant for the Black Women's Health Joy. So this really has been a great time we get to go for it. So I'd like to turn over to Nailah and Christina to introduce yourselves.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nailah Lee. I am a second year at Florida State University. My major is dance with a minor in psychology. I'm a part of the undergraduate research opportunities program under the mentorship of Dr. Chris Omni.
Hi, my name is Christina Dugazon. I am an anthropology major at Florida State University. I'm also a part of the undergraduate research program under Dr. Omni as well.
Thank you guys so much for introducing yourselves. And we will go into our first pillar. Black Joy is a statement. Using this pillar, I would like to ask the question to you both. How do you express your Black joy as a statement on a daily basis? And I'll pass it to Christina first.
The way I express my joy is just being authentically myself, surrounding myself with the people that I love, including my family and my friends. Just being me, honestly. That's just how I express my joy.
Thank you so much for your response. I received that. Not being able to be your authentic self, I feel like for most of us, would get us pretty down. So being able to express, our Black joy in the form of just being authentically us and being able to share that with the people around us is so special. So thank you for that. And I will now pass the question on to Nailah.
I would say I express my Black joy by being, similarly to Christina, my unapologetic self, being able to walk in a room and present who I am as an individual, as a Black woman in America is very important for me. I would also say my hair, the way that I'm able to express different styles, whether it's afro or braids, represents how I'm bringing myself into the world. So, and my Black joy.
Yeah, I feel for many Black women, our hair is definitely an expression of our Black joy. Me personally, I recently cut all my hair off just to give myself some freedom. I know for many of us, doing our hair takes a lot, and just being able to cut it off and one, still remain, who I am, and still being able to be the strong Black woman that I know with a short haircut. Really means a lot. So thank you so much for that. Before we go into our next pillar and I turn it over to Ashley, we will now have a short dance break. And I will also pose the question to the audience. If you are Black, how do you feel that you express your Black joy as a statement on a daily basis? And if you're not, how do you feel like you express just your joy on a daily basis? So short dance break. I would sing so we have some backup music, but I don't think anybody wants to hear that.
Well, everybody did their homework already, so they should have that song playing. So how long do they have, Michelle?
Oh, we'll give them a minute or so.
Okay. So we've been rocking it out for about 30 seconds. We'll round out another 30 seconds. And please put in your chat. I want to know what you're listening to. So maybe my next song is going to be your song. I see you. Okay. Come on, Diana. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I got to let it show. Okay, I'm sorry. I do like karaoke, but okay, bye-bye. I'm gonna go back off.
All right. I think I will now lead us into our next pillar. Thank you so much, Michelle, for initiating our dance break. Can't wait for many more. So the next pillar that we would like to go into is Black joy is a stride. You know, as Black women, we always have to think about how we move ourselves and how we think about how we just present ourselves, all of those things. So I'd like to pose a question first to Nailah and Christina about project they have been working on throughout the course of the semester regarding Black joy as a stride. So we'll start with Nailah. Can you talk to us a little bit about the project?
Yes, so the project's name is the Kate Break Project, the reverse engineering of Black woman phenomena. So essentially, it's the rewiring of the ancestral code that Black people have, of struggle, of pain, of always being on the go, of not being able to allow themselves to just be enough. So we are able to work with our C8 beautiful Black women walking in nature, allowing them to release the pressure, the societal expectations that they are feeling on a day-to-day basis, and to enjoy nature, to allow them to sit with themselves, their thoughts, and just reflect of how they're feeling. And then we were able to actually interview 4 of the Black women and just really dive into what exactly were they feeling, what exactly were the reflections, what 3 words were brought up to mind. And then we'll be able to turn it into performance, which will be really exciting.
So much for telling us a little bit about that. And before I get back to you, I'd love to hear from Christina. What was your experience doing this project?
I had a lot of experiences while doing this research project. Of course, you guys get the gist from Nailah, but also that it was a very healing experience, not also for the woman that we were interviewing, but also for me and myself and Nailah personally. We have learned a lot through these 4 women, and especially since they were coming from a wide variety of ages, and it was just a beautiful experience to have and to be aware of. And it's also beautiful that we are able to share this with you guys, to so that you are able to share it with other people as well. So, yeah.
So much. That honestly sounds like an amazing project, and I'm so happy that you guys were able to work, that you both were able to work on that together. So thank next thing I'd like to pose to you both is, well, first I'll start with Nailah. After experiencing that project and being in that space with these women, what do you feel is your Black joy stride?
I would say being confident enough to allow myself to just be enough. I think time and time again, it gets easy to just pile a lot of things onto your schedule, for example, and not allowing space for you. And so throughout this project, being able to listen to different testimonies of other Black women who have similarly gone through a similar path as me, and seeing where that's taking them, I'm allowed to then reflect on where I would like to go and just apply the learnings and the wisdom, looking forward to, yeah, looking forward.
Really resonate with that, you know, allowing yourself to be enough and being in a way that gives yourself that peace and gives yourself peace. So, and Christina, I would love to hear about what you think your Black stride is as you've gone through this project, as you've spoken to this one, as you've done this research.
I would say my Black stride is sharing the information that I've learned to other Black women as well. Like, yes, we need to say no more. We need to relax more. We need to be confident in all the rooms that we enter in and not care what people think of us, not caring what other people have to say just because that, we're Black. Because there is a stigma around Black women being strong all the time. And I feel like it's important for people to know. So that's my strive.
And once again, it is so true to be able to be our most authentic selves and have that big stride. So thank you for sharing. I'd like to turn over, well, before I turn over the next pillar to Michelle, we'll have your songs ready or another song that you would love to hear that brings you joy, because we're going to go into another dance break.
I like to pop back on these dance breaks. So I saw my sister from another mister is listening to Prince. All right. I like that. It's like, kiss. All right. What else do we have in the chat? Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Come on now, Tony. Yes, rock out. Now, on this one from Natasha, at first I was a little bit confused because, you know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. But that answer was 1 scotch, 1 bourbon, 1 beer. I'm like, is that a song or are we drinking already? If so, my address is. Okay. All right, what else do we have in the chat there? Well, thank you. I hope y'all see that, Ashley and Michelle, that they are loving the dance breaks. So well done. All right, Give Me Just a Little More Time by Chairman of the Board. I've never heard of that one. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that one up. Oh, Mary, you better come on, Mary. Whitney Houston. I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I guess dance break is over. Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you guys so much for participating in our dance breaks. So moving on to the next pillar, Black's joy is permission. I would just like to ask you both, how do you guys give yourself permission to enjoy your Black joy? I believe we started with Nailah last time, so we'll start with Christina this time.
I give myself permission by just waking up and realizing that at the end of the day, I'm human and I deserve everything that someone's besides. How do I say this? I deserve everything that the world has to offer, although I'm Black. And giving myself permission to say, hey, just because I'm Black, that doesn't mean I can do this, you know? So that's how I give myself permission.
I definitely received that. Myself and other Black women, I believe, attach our self-worth to what we believe we can complete. How many tasks did we get done in our to-do list and that sort of thing. And I believe we just need to remember that at the end of the day, you're enough despite, what your accomplishments are or what you got done that day, and realizing that, I can give myself permission to, enjoy myself, no matter if I got nothing done on my to-do list. So I definitely received that. Posing the same question to you, Nailah.
I would say I give myself permission by allowing myself to pause when I feel like either I'm doing too much or I'm not heading the direction that I would want myself to head into. So I'm allowing myself to stop and take in and to reflect, how am I feeling? Where would I like to go with whatever I'm doing? And not allowing myself to just go in circles and circles and just never let it be endless, but really allowing myself to reflect and become in tune with my feelings. So yeah, I would say that's how I give myself permission.
Learning when to take that pause is definitely important. I believe that, you know, when we're constantly on go, we really don't have the time to reflect. I believe that's why many of us don't take the time to stop and, you know, reflect, because we want to just keep going. We don't really want to take the time to really do the inner work, do the healing that we may need, because we're so on the go. We're always doing something, and we don't want to realize the damage that that has done to us. So, you know, we're like, no, we don't have time to stop and think about anything. Um, but that can be so important. Taking that time to just pause and rest, is something that I'm still slowly learning. And I believe many of us are also still learning. So thank you so much for that response. So before we go into our next dance break, I'll also pose the same question to the audience. How do you all give yourself permission to stop, and enjoy your Black joy, or just your joy? But yeah, into the next dance break.
So I pop back in again. I saw on there some Lady Gaga, Come On Through with Born This Way. Thank you so very much for that one. What else did I see on there? There's some songs that I just don't know. Where is that? No, Agapo by Mia Pitsrik. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm gonna be looking up Agapo. Thank you very much for that. Okay, you know you better hit my song with Living My Life Like It's Golden, living my, okay, all right, come back. I see some Uptown Funk on there, thank you. Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John. You don't want me to sing it because I will end up breaking your heart, but you know what? I thank you for putting it in the chat. Before we get off of this dance break, I love paying attention to body language, because sometimes it's not about the words that come out of your mouth, but it's the way that the words and the stories are coming out of your body. So I saw one of you, and I'm not going to put anybody on the spot, but when Michelle said, how do you give yourself permission to stop? You went like this. So I'm not gonna put anybody on the spot. If you feel like putting your own self on the spot, you can. But I would really love to hear in the chat. I mean, they're about to switch over to the next pillar, but put in the chat, really, how do you give yourself permission to stop? And if you don't give yourself permission, put that in there too, because all this ties into our research. It all ties into autoethnography, and it ties into the collective ethnographic performance that we're going to be doing. So please share, and so till next time, bye-bye.
All right, that was a great dance break. I'm so happy to see all of you guys like dancing along and just enjoying our time here, because really that's what our research is all about. It's about finding joy any way that we can. So the next pillar that I would like to go into is Black joy is pride. So since we started with Christina last time, we'll start with Nailah. What do you feel is your Black joy pride in every day?
I would say the people I surround myself with. My dad would say birds of a feather flock together. And so the people that are ambitious and driven and just proud to be who they are, is really what resonates with my soul, I would say. Just being in a proud room full of people who want to dance and move and just be happy, and the way that who they are and just presenting themselves. So I would say when I'm surrounded by a community of people that I can relate to personally, and yeah, I'd say that.
So much for sharing that. It's so important being in college to find your tribe and to find where you fit, and just to find what can bring you joy, the people around you, how you can find that found family. So, Christina, I pose the same question to you. Find your Black joy. Oh, you're on mute.
Okay, my answer is similar to Nailah's. I feel like when I'm surrounded by Black individuals, it increases my frequency. Like I'm so happy when I enter those rooms. Like if I go to a party, everyone is dancing to the same exact music, everyone's vibing. And it's like you enter a room, you don't know these people, but it feels like you've known them for your whole lives because you guys have similar experiences. And that's just that's my pride for sure.
This is a panel for propagating joy, and this is a research group called Black and that creates a community in itself. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
So before we go into our final reflection question, Michelle and I we're gonna have this break. So have your songs ready.
Michelle was ready. She's like, put me in, coach. Put me in. Oh, yes, yes. So continue to get your dance break on, get your old school, however it is that you want to break that down. But I really take this time to encourage the panelists to read some of the comments in the chat while they're doing the dance break, because that conversation about how do you give yourself permission to stop hit home. Even though we're researching Kate Brake and the reverse engineering of the strong Black woman phenomena, it is difficult for people to simply stop and let being be enough. But Ashley, the idea of music, and I point Ashley out in particular because Ashley has this very fond appreciation and background in music, and she's always bringing in the element of, well, how does music XYZ amplify the conversation, amplify the experience? But it's sitting right there in the chat of finding time to listen to music helps to slow down the world. So Ashley, some of that chat stuff is for you. All right, bye, see you next time.
Yes, before we move on to our reflection questions, I would also like to point out a reply in the chat. I don't want to butcher your name. I believe it's Creamy. You said, I find something to laugh about. I see the funny side of something that I'm in. And that is so, so real. I think just in the deepest depths of whatever situation that I'm in, being able to laugh is so, so important. People don't understand how good laughing is for the body. It forces yourself to smile. And for that short amount of time that you're laughing, you're not worried about whatever you're dealing with. So that laughter piece I thought was really significant. So moving on to our reflection questions, as we previously stated, the topic of this panel is propagating Black joy. And me and Ashley both were on a panel with Nature Evolutionary sharing kind of our side and our perspectives with that topic. As previously stated, me and Ashley were both previously Europe mentees, the position that Nailah and Christina are both in now, and just being able to be a part of this journey from Europe mentee to now a research intern, TA in the case of Ashley, has just been so important for the both of us. So I would like to ask you both, as you've begun taking root in participating in Black joy research, how do you feel that you have grown from when you started to now? Oh, I'll pose the question to Nailah first.
I would say I've grown a lot in a sense of being vulnerable. This space really makes you not only see the participants reflect, but also yourself, as you have similar stories. So it's most definitely a healing journey of reversing engineering of that strong Black woman phenomena that I would say I also experienced myself. and allowing myself to be vulnerable in this space. So I would say that's how I reflect.
Yes, thank you. Vulnerability is definitely something that I personally struggle with. I'm not a big sharer, but being on this project and working with Dr. Omni, just being able to be vulnerable and transparent um, has been so healing. I'm thinking about what I'm currently working on, the restoration project, this intergenerational story circle about Black joy and rest, and how personal that is to me. Um, just knowing as a Black college student how I've not valued rest and how detrimental that has been to my mental health, and being able to work alongside people my age and people older than me on this topic of like the importance of rest has just been so important for me, not only just professionally being able to prepare and set something up like this, but also personally um, being able to see not only how I view rest, but how my community views rest. So thank you so much for sharing that. I'll pose the same question to you, Christina. Oh, you are muted again.
I keep forgetting. I have grown academically. Dr. Omni has helped me so much when it comes to me changing my perspective of what research should look like, you know, and I have also grown related to healing. This journey has been so transforming and also allowed me to be vulnerable as well. Vulnerability can be a very scary thing, but I think you have to realize that you being vulnerable allows other people to be vulnerable with you as well. And it's a triple effect. And that's how I've grown during this journey. Yeah.
I like how you tackled both sides of that question, because that vulnerability piece is so important. And I also like that you said that the effect that it has on other people, because just being able to see the survey responses for me and Ashley's project last year, and getting Black students to think about what is Black joy. Most of them had never heard of that term before. Was just so amazing. But I also like that you said that it changed your perspective of what research was, because I just remember being a year out mentee and looking for a project and was like, I want to do anything Black. And being able to find a project like the Omnipresence of Black Joy and learning about autoethnography, which is a part of research I never knew existed, has been so important for me, just to, realize that research doesn't have to be what the typical university like research is. So thank you so much for that. I'll turn it back over to Ashley.
Those were some truly beautiful responses, and it really does lead me into my reflection question, because Christina was talking about how this project affects other people. Well, it's a triple effect, as you stated. That really leads me into how Michelle and I are really passing the torch on about this project. Last year we were the mentees, and now we're moderating on this panel, which is really for us and a great way to this project. But what I'd like to pose to both of you is, how do you feel tell next generation teens about this project and your experience? Nailah.
I'm so sorry. Can you say that one more time?
Oh, yes. How do you feel, what do you feel you would tell the next generation of your mentees about this project? And what do you think they would need to know?
Gotcha. I would say that it's okay. There are a lot of different moments during this project where it's been very emotional, either personally or as all of us together. And it's okay to be able to feel and to relate and add your stories to it, because without even realizing, it enhances the project. and to bring all of you. I'm a dance major, and I didn't know I was going to have the opportunity to help choreograph the performance. And so being able to bring in my passion into something so beautiful as in Black Joy, and then apply it to the participants who are also a part of the project, is amazing in itself. And then also, I would say to just look out the trajectory of where this project can go beyond Tallahassee, beyond Florida, and the empowerment that Black Joy can have on little girls, little Black girls especially, is extremely exciting in itself. So you're going to be a part of a movement, and it's exciting.
That is unbelievably true. This project, I never thought that starting as a Europe mentee, I would now be a TA for a class, and that's something that I would enjoy so much, and that this project would affect me so deeply. So happy to receive it. Christina, I would like to pose the same question to you. Something to tell the next generation of teens about this project.
Again, it's very similar. I would say be open to the experience, because down the line, it might bring you to somewhere where you have never expected it to bring you. And you might be struggling trying to find your passion, trying to figure out what you want to do in your life. But it might help you a lot than you realize. You might be just doing it just because, but in reality, it's going to have such an impactful event in you. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
Truly is impactful. I won't speak for Michelle, but for me, it's been such an impactful thing on my life. It has changed the trajectory of what I want to do, of how I want to pursue certain things, how I want to look at certain things. It's definitely changed my perspective. So that is very true in this project. And finally, I'd like to, as we're nearing the end of the meeting, I'd like to turn it back over to Dr. Omni to go over. So thank you all for listening.
Let's clap it up for them, y'all. Let's clap it up. Please come off of mute and clap it up. Let's hear you. Woo. Woo. Yeah, I even heard a woo. Yes, that feels good. Oh. We started with breath work, and now that was just an exhale of so amazing to witness, and then to hear your comments. And Michelle, we didn't plan this, but for you to talk about autoethnography is a field that you have never heard of. And then Christina is talking about new forms of doing research. Nailah is talking about not knowing that she was going to be able to bring her love of dance into this space. And then Ashley being this dynamic teaching assistant. And I'm like, where did this come from? To watch them grow through this is exactly why we do the work that we do. And we situate the conversation of Black joy in the space of autoethnography and collective autoethnography and ethnographic performance, because we are here to change the deficit narrative. In the last panel discussion, I overheard somebody talk about autoethnography is difficult shit. Their exact words. They also talked about how it's also a space of healing. Another woman on the phone, on the Zoom call, I think her name was Dr. Rashida, said that just because it fits doesn't mean it's supposed to. Oh, there's a timer. I was making sure that we were on time. Yay, we are. So just because it fits doesn't mean that it's right. So I share all of that with you because we are coming into this Women's History Month, right, for March. April, I don't know how to turn my phone on. My timer is still going off, y'all. Okay. April is Minority Health Awareness Month. And right in between those spaces, it dawned on me today that my mom transitioned from this earthly plane on March 31st of 2016. She died from a 26-year battle with cancer. She died at the end of Women's History Month to get ready to go into Minority Health Awareness Month. And instead of sitting my research in this space of what's wrong with Black women, because there's plenty that we can go through for the deficit narrative, but as you saw over the last 50 minutes, there is plenty of good shit that is right with Black women. And you see it in this younger generation. And the autoethnographic piece of it was for me to sit with my emotions of losing my mama, watching her take her final breath, but then also acknowledging that it was a place of joy only because she watched me take my first breath and she gave me the honor of watching her take her last breath. So that now I can breathe life into the next generation of Black Joy scholars. We only had time to go through 4 of the pillars, but if you have watched my TED Talk or if you were here last year, those 6 pillars are: Black joy is a statement. Black joy is a stride. Black joy is permission. Black joy is pride. Black joy is a form of resistance. Black joy is a form of rest. Black joy is anything and everything you need it to be, because truly, Black joy is the best. And I put it as a theoretical framework so that you can understand layer by layer why this work is important and why we have to propagate Black joy, and that this next generation is here to do just that. But in order to propagate Black joy, I had to rest to take care of the parent plant. So I invite you, even though you may not identify as a Black woman in this space, that you take those concepts that every last one of them have talked about. So what is your statement? In autoethnography, in writing your dissertation, in working on your thesis, on finishing your bachelor's degree, on going through life, what is your statement? What are you saying to the world when you show up in the world? Because it's not always about what we say. A lot of times it's about what we do. That's why when I was reading that body language in the room, I'm like, babies, I'm not gonna call you out, but I am going to bring it to the attention of the group that rest is important. And your body language said that you're not resting. So what is your statement? The second one, stride. How are you moving in the world? Not just our fun dance break, right? But I saw Mary just jamming out. As we were continuing the conversation, Mary was still jamming out. And I don't know Mary, and I want to know Mary, but from this last 50 minutes, I see positive vibes and energy flowing off of Mary because this is what was happening the whole time, feeling it, gigging it, vibing it. So how do you move? And y'all still moving. All right, Lisa, Sally, come on, I see y'all moving. How do you stride in the world? How are you moving through spaces? Are you showing up as your authentic self? Or do you feel like you have to wear a mask and hide? Somebody put in the chat about, I forgot who put it, but I'm coming out. I want the world to let the world know, y'all. If you don't take anything else out of this, let the world know who you are and be unapologetic about who you are. And as I'm nodding my head, I see my flower is about to fall off. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. So I'm gonna show up in the world as my authentic self without my flower. All right, so statement, stride, permission. What permission do you want to give to the next generation? Because for me, this is about legacy work. I'm going to be 50 years old this year. So I have the same amount of years ahead of me as I have behind me, because I'm living to 100. Now, these young Black scholars have more years ahead of them than they do behind them. So they have the whole future of Black Joy research. What type of permissions do I need to give? The permission that I'm giving to y'all right now, and I'm pretending as if it's just the 4 of y'all in this room, show up as your Blackity Black self. Be unapologetic, love the skin that you are in, and be there for one another. Because Black joy is not just joy. Black joy is a collective self ideology. We talk about it in our meetings, and I share it with the group that there is a difference in the two. And part of that difference is related to happiness happens to you, joy happens within you. Black joy means that I could see something happening inside Nailah and brings me joy too, because I watched her dance at one of her performances and I'm yelling in the audience. So her Black joy became my Black joy. So the last part I leave you with is pride. This right here. I am proud of you, Michelle. I am proud of you, Christina. I am proud of you, Ashley. I am proud of you, Nailah. I am a proud academic auntie, and I thank all of y'all for bearing witness to this today. If you have any questions, we have maybe 4 minutes before the next room comes in, but the floor is yours. Or let's dance. Let's take it out. Y'all want to take it out on a dance? All right. So anybody, come off of mute and bump your song. I want to hear your song. Sister from another mister, come off of mute and play Prince for us. You probably moved on to another song. Anybody hit us with something so we can dance, just, you know, that collective breath in the beginning and a collective. I hear it. What was it, hand? I don't care if it's Tyler. Yes, yes, Mary. Thank you so very much. We appreciate y'all coming. And oh, yeah. I see you. I see you. And I will put the information in the chat, but in case you ever want to play this back, Tony was so kind to record this, and this website that I'm putting in the chat was co-created by Ashley and Michelle last year when they were Europe mentees, and it's www.blackdebatejoy.create.fsu.edu. And we have not because we ask not. Therefore, my ask to each and every one of you is, if there is an opportunity to come and present at your school, to either provide the ethnographic performance or to provide the restoration project, please reach out to me. You can find me at blackdebatejoy.create.fsu.edu or even on Instagram as the Black Joy Scholar. Be well, y'all.